Hey kids, it's your dad. Today we're diving back into the Tunic ARG. If you're unfamiliar and you don't know what the hell you're looking at right now, click away. Go somewhere else. Play the game, dig into the ARG, get all the, the collectibles and things like that. And when you've reached a satisfying point, come back. Come back and watch. For those of you that are willing to be spoiled or have sort of gotten this far or farther, let's do this thing. So last time around we discovered the message in the music. We are the eyes of the far shore. We did look visually at the video from the website and go through the lore of, at least the known lore to me, of the disquiet beings, the disquiet contradictions, the folks that attacked the canonical plane during the game and apparently are heavily involved in maybe driving this lore that exists beyond the plane of the far shore. So what we were doing last was trying to decipher the meaning of these bars, trying to figure out what notes we can hear, because there's definitely a chord, but in every chord there is a major note holding that sort of chord up, if you will. And let me just play this again to get a feel for what we can and can't hear. So we'll just stop with that first character, that is we. What I'm noticing is there are different notes being played, but I'm thinking it's actually all the same note on different octaves, all the way up to tens of thousands of hertz. 16,000 hertz. I think I used the equalizer to tamp down, these notes up here. But I think these notes are actually the same notes as the ones being played below, just they're like delayed and on a much higher frequency. So what I want to do today, drop this back down. Actually, hold on. I thought to change this to a logarithmic scale, knowing that if we're looking at musical notes, the lower you get, the smaller difference is in pure hertz between the notes compared to higher octaves. So I wanted to see if this gives us a better view, because I was noticing some of the notes had like what looked like very small changes. I'm wondering actually if we adjust our view from, we'll call it 10 to not 16,000, but we'll call it 200. That's a little, let's zoom out now. All right. So this gives us kind of a clearer picture. Let's go to the very first. So what I want to do is start to transcribe these frequencies into actual notes. There's two ways that I can do that, short of having a keyboard next to me, which I could do, but it's a big keyboard and I don't want to drag it down into my office. I also don't want to figure out, hook it up to your sound mixer and your speakers upstairs, but I don't want to do that work again down here and then have you pissed that I stole your keyboard. So so we'll do this one of two ways. Number one, we can do this very, we'll call it mechanically, or very, I don't know, scientifically, where musical notes specifically correspond to specific frequencies of sound. The alternative would be to actually play the keyboard. I just wanted to let's look at charts first. Well, first I want to figure out what sound I'm hearing, because here's what I think is happening. I think these two are the same note, potentially. We've got 16 hertz maps to a C. Up here we've got, 33 and change, that maps to a C. Up here, 65 maps to a C. And then, let's see. I mean, there's something at 100, which would be like a G. 130, which is a C. And then very faintly at like 165, which is an E. But the main thing I think I'm hearing is this C. If I play it here, that sounds a lot like Oh, it's like somewhere in between these two. Hold on. Go back. Oh, it's lower. It literally... How is it in between notes, guys? What are we doing? I think that's closest to a C, and I think it's at that 33 hertz. 16 is a little low, like maybe it's there, but I don't know that that is within the normal range of human hearing. It goes pretty low, but... And then what's the next note? Would be 24, which would be... I just want to feel my way through this a little bit. A G? Right? 24 and change is like a G, maybe a G sharp. Okay, so we've got C. Yeah, there it is. Wait, that's an F. No, it's G, sorry. Listen, I'm a little out of practice, okay? If I had my hands on the keyboard, this would be easier. Maybe I should go steal your keyboard, but I won't. So, C, G... Wait, I'm looking at the wrong one anyway. I should be looking up here at 49 to 50. It's still a G. And then we jump up, I believe, to 65, which is a C, but a higher C. And then I'm gonna slide along a little bit just to, that was our C. And then, what is that, 73? It's a D. I should be taking notes. Here we are. So let's map this out. We have C, D, C, nope, D, and then now we bounce up a little bit to high 40s, high 70s. So D sharp? Interesting. Let's test that out. Let's test out our theory here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's working. We got... Hold on, let me read the notation here. God, I need more monitors than I have, and I already have too many monitors. What are we looking at? CG, CD. Yes. What did I say that next one was? Okay, this is working. Okay, we're something's happening. Something good's happening. Okay. We were at 70s and 80s. That was a D sharp, actually, not a D, but a D sharp. Maybe we got C. There it is. Oh, I feel that D sharp. Feel it. Let's go here. D sharp. Now, what comes after? Wait. So C, G, C. Oh, maybe D, D sharp. Was that it? Yeah, or high. So that's D. That's D sharp. And then low 50s. Are we going back down there, or are we continuing up to over 100? Does it matter? High 50 would be G sharp, or 103. Sorry, low 50s would be G sharp. Does that give us 6 notes? Is that the whole progression? G sharp. Let's try it out. C, G, C, D, D sharp, G sharp. Hold on, let's hear that G sharp. There it is. We have notes. And again, we have, I think, confirmation that everything that's happening up here is just octaves of the main notes that we're hearing. I can't tell if it seems like it's the bottom, and then we're just getting sort of like resonance with the octaves up that blend in. You know what? Here's the best way to check. I've found. Go to YouTube, of course, and search for, let's say, 16.35 hertz. Can I hear it? Caution, this can damage your speakers. Cool, turn it up. Please don't turn it up. Oh, there is no way in hell that is what I'm hearing. Okay, so my original instinct was right. It's not the lowest notes. Although I do find it interesting that obviously when we're going up, we're hitting the same notes. Show me low C. Like for real. Yeah, there it is. It is this. Why do I feel like this is a little bit out of tune? I don't think it actually is, but your digital keyboard's out of tune, guys. It's not. Dope as hell. Okay, so we've got a word. Okay, so this is we, also known as this character. Oh boy, we are gonna need to do some hierarchy shenanigans, aren't we? Hierarchy. And now we have something we can use. Sweet. Sweet money. Now this one's interesting, R, because maybe this will help me. What I'm hoping is that there's patterns in the notes. I was trying to look for visual patterns, and what I got from that was R is just a vowel sound. It has a non-rhotic R, depending on the dialect of English that you speak. So in standard English, you don't really go R, like we do in the Midwest. You are, we are the eyes of the far shore. So this is considered a vowel sound in Tunic, but R and far, there's a little difference. It's just the F, right? And so I noticed that these, like the R is much simpler, I think, because there's only one sort of sound to represent, versus all the others are more complicated. But there are similarities between R and far, and that's what we were looking at in, give me one second. That's what we were doing here in GIMP, was essentially trying to figure out. So it may be that this sort of sectioning off of the shapes of sounds is meaningless, and it's just the note progression that matters. If we, for example, only look at, so this is R, A, R, E. There's only 3 notes, but if we look at far, we've got at least four different notes going on here. And if we look at shore, bring the opacity back up on this bad boy, there's 6. And this is a much more complicated series of runes. Complicated rune. So let's keep looking at our chord progressions. I want to say chords, but they're just notes, and see what we map out and how that matters. Again, like I'm trying to think through theories of being here. Here's what I'm thinking. I think it's one of two things. It's either the notes in order, and the first half are the vowel, the consonant, and the second half are the vowel, or it's like intermixed, like split, where it's like notes 1, 3, and 5 are the consonant, 2, 4, and 6 are the vowel. I was trying to make it map to shapes, and what I realized as I was thinking about it is it's the same thing. Like the shapes define the vowel sounds, so I was like turning it, which way and that, and I don't know that actually makes a lot of sense. But what I was thinking is maybe like the notes map to these specific lines, but there's way too many lines. There's either too many or too few. If I only have 6 sort of like segments of music. There's either like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. There's like a lot of different segments of the runes, and I could never quite make it into 6 in my brain. So we're gonna go with note progression and see how that works. So you go away, you come back, and let's keep going. So this is our friend R. So we start at the same place. We start off at a C. 38 is a D sharp. Interesting. And just above 50 is a G sharp. So C, D sharp, G sharp. Let's write it down. R, C. Okay. Interesting. Let's listen and play it and make sure it fits. So we got C, D sharp, G sharp. Let's try it. So C, yes, I love this so much. All right, next note. Next word. Let's go. We seem to be starting off with C a lot. That looks like a C into a D. C. Yeah, I'm really glad that I moved into logarithmic mode here. That's actually a D. I believe a C, a D, G, C, D, G. Let's write it down. Okay. C, D, G. Is that right? I already forgot. Oh, this is fun. My hope is, like my instincts are based on how like Tunic worked, is that this is sort of a, we'll call it Rosetta Stone. How I translated Tunic, or how it not translated, but actually like interpreted in the first place, was to look at words that I knew and figure out commonalities between it. It took me a long time to do that. You can go back and watch the series; it's there. I got there eventually. It took me a couple episodes, but I'm guessing that this is a much more direct sort of Rosetta Stone, Tunic to whatever the fuck this is dictionary that I can then use to go and translate other things. And I'm assuming then, and this blows my mind, that there is a language embedded in the music of Tunic. And I don't even know what to do with that. Like, I had this thought at the last episode, it's like, do I have to go and listen to every song and map out the notes in every song? The one thing that popped into my head as I've been looking at this is the fairies. I never really listened to them. I noticed one of the fairy songs when you released the fairies was super long. I went back and was listening to them as I was editing my last video actually, and like, it's just a bunch of notes. So is that what these are? Do the fairy songs mean something? Or do the other songs in the game mean something? Are there other spectrographs that are going to look like this? Anyway, this is crazy shit. Where was I? We got C, D sharp, G sharp. This is then high 60s would be a D sharp. My bad. It's C, and then into probably another D. I'm guessing 36, a little above 36 is a D. So C, D. There's 7 in this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So C, D, D sharp, and G sharp, I think. C, D, G, D sharp, G sharp. There's 7. That's interesting. So C, D, C, D sharp, G sharp. Let's map this one out with our ears. C, D, G. Yeah. I heard it. I heard the C, D, C, D again. So let's play it out over here. We've got C. There it is. I don't know why I always go for B flat there, but what are you gonna do? This is why I don't play piano anymore. Is that what we heard? It sure is. Hell yeah. Ooh, now this one descends. This is interesting. Let's listen. Nope, not there. Okay. This was the... Now to eyes. Oh, snap. It's descending because it goes vowel first. The next one descends as well, and that's... And all the other ones go up. Fucking brilliant. Oh my god, dude. That is incredible. Oh, I love it. So we need to actually also note this is this is sending. I mean, you can look at the notes and probably figure that out. Uh-oh. What are these fonts, guys? What's happening? Everybody out and rounded because it's the font in the game. Oh, or we could go really fancy on this one. Hear me out. Hear me out. Where is it? There we go. Maybe we're the manual today because we're doing some fancy stuff. Trust me, this matters. All right. We delete that and then go, oh no, it's gone. Shit, why am I doing this? It doesn't matter, but I want to do it because it makes me happy and that's why I'm here. Open Sans, you bastard. Linux Libertine, hell yes. Now this we can copy and paste and we'll just make sure it's here. We are the eyes. No, the ES. This is actually descending. And let's look at the notes. A lot of switching between windows in this. I'm so glad that that I automated this shit. All right, we start with an F. No, we don't start with an F. We start with a G. My bad. And then we drop down to above 40 or below 40? It's below 40, which would make that a D sharp. So G, D sharp, and then G sharp. Okay, let's write that down before we forget. C, G, D sharp, C sharp. And then I'm guessing we're going down to C. No, I'm sorry, we were at G sharp, now we're at G. Now we're starting to head back down. G, maybe D sharp, hold on. D sharp is 38, 39. It looks like we're close to that range. So, man, I should be writing these down on paper as I find them. So, anyway, my memory is shot. I think my job interview today is going to go great. So we've got G sharp. Tell me about a project you worked on. I don't remember anything that I've done in the last 10 years. All right. Lower than 40 is a D sharp. As you get older, kids, you'll find your memory is not always what it used to be. 33 is a C. So, interesting. So this would be then G sharp, D sharp, C. Let's listen and confirm. So, G, D sharp. Oh wait, whoa. Something's weird. It's a big jump. I think I missed a note. This is why I should write this stuff down. All right, just under 50 is G. Just under 40 is D sharp. Now we take a huge drop down to just under 55, which is G sharp again. And then to 50, which is G. That's where I screwed it up. Okay. And then down to D sharp. And then down to C. Yeah? Okay. So, if we did this correctly, we start at, I think it's this G. D sharp. G sharp. G. D sharp. C. Is that what we hear? Haunting. Awesome. Okay, let's fix that over here. So it's C, no, so G, D sharp, G sharp, G, D sharp, C. Okay, I think we got that. Beautiful. So it starts a little higher. Ends on that same C. Let's get our chart out and start to compare and contrast. So, high 50s equals an A. Wait, no, that's 55. That's not high 50s, it's low 50s equals a G sharp again. Okay, so we have, yep, that's me writing with a pencil like it is the year 1962. 36 is a D. 33, C sharp, probably? Yeah, or just a C. Let's see. Looking like a C. I like it. Keep going. Between 27 and 24 is a G sharp. We really like these notes. Where on 18 is D. And then down to 33/16 is a C. So G sharp, D, C, G sharp, D, C. Ah, okay. So we should hear the same pattern twice. Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. Let's write that down. This is of, and we are at G, let me get a pencil on my mouth. G sharp, D, C, G sharp, D, C. Hell yes. We are the eyes of the parashore. Now, B, that's going to be interesting. This is another key word. I think R and far and the and the are going to be two of the words that help me crack this shit wide open. The and we. Look at that. This was an excellent choice of words for this puzzle. I love it. We are the eyes of the. Okay, let's listen to the. And we're back to ascending because we start with a consonant sound. Okay. This is the... And we are at... Oh no, I can't scroll anymore. Help. The is 33. That's our C. So the starts with a C. 36 is a D. 24-ish is a G. Look at these natural notes. Another C. A little less than 36. That's D. Well, that's a little more than 36. What are you gonna do? I like having the confirmation on the different octaves. This is actually freaking brilliant. And then really high up there, above 50, is probably a G sharp, right? A little over like 100. Yeah, it's G sharp. So CDG, CDG sharp. Let's confirm it first. Let's listen. Yeah, I hear it. That's definitely a G sharp. So, I can do this. So we've got C, D, G, C, D. Interesting. What? G sharp. Interesting. This has an extra note in it. And the extra note is at D sharp. And that's got to be... So C, D, G has to be the TH sound. Although, interesting, because phonetically, the and the, yeah, they start the same, but they use different, they don't use different runes. Okay, sorry, it uses the same rune. So this is the TH sound. Interesting. Fucking cool, man. What then is this room? More to learn. More to learn. I want far. I want far. Okay. So far, of course, it starts with a C. Why would it not start with a C? Sorry, I'm noticing they all start with C, except for the ones that are reversed that all end in C. That's probably not true. I probably just made that in my head, but I'll check it. That's why I wrote it down. So we jump up to, damn, 33-ish, which is another C? What? No, that's not right. That's just the C I started with. Hell. Between 24 and 27 is a G sharp. We love the G sharp. Right here at that sort of just below 50 line. No, that's just above 50. That's a G. That's a G sharp. This is going to be hard. I can't scroll. It's fine. I'm sure that there's a solution for this, but in the meantime, I can also compare it to this G sharp, which is definitely a G sharp. C, G sharp, 40-ish, D sharp, and then of course we end on our G sharp again, right? 51-ish, yep. Interesting, so this is 4, and there's nothing else, so let's listen and see if we can replicate. Oh yeah, that's definitely a G sharp. Methinks. And it's just 4. Alright, this one I want to play. Let's write it down first. So, is far. And we've got C, D sharp, D sharp, G sharp. So let's Let's play it out here. So we got C. Interesting. Hold on, I want to hang on. Last note is help. Why am I looking at the? It doesn't like. It really doesn't like when I. Interesting. I'm looking at the keyboard right now, but you're not. Don't like that. Okay, then we need to fix this. No, you're looking at the keyboard. Not that it really matters, but it matters to me. Okay. Last word is sure. Hey, what a shocker. Frequency chart. We're looking at a C. Sure. C? And just like D, that looks like a D. CD is nuts. That down to C. Oh, I guess probably up to C. D, D sharp. And finally, is that a G or a G sharp? Oh God, I feel like an old man. I'm using a piece of paper and tracing it across the screen to, it's like almost exactly at 50, it looks like, which is a G sharp, or G or G sharp, we'll find out. G sharp, we'll call it. So CD, CD, that's G, D sharp, D sharp. Let's see how that plays out over here. Yeah, of course, it's a C. Okay, so here is what I heard. I heard it wouldn't be an E. I haven't heard an E this entire time. Okay, I think that's right. Sweet. So we've, I think, decoded. I didn't write all these down. My bad. This is far, which was weird because it was just C, G sharp, G sharp, G sharp. And then, oh no, I did do far. Hold on. Get out of here. It's there. And sure. It's like I thought I did far. Sahar. Sure is CDC. D, D sharp, G sharp. Oh, freaking K. So. Let's do something kind of crazy. Maybe it's not crazy. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I actually want to move these away. I don't need this. Yes, circle under letter means vowel sound first. I'm going to scale this down. Let's get back into like real life size. Okay. So I want to figure out what sounds mean, what letters mean what. I think that, I don't think, hold on. First, I want to do some comparisons. So here's what I think is happening. TH equals CDG. B, short E equals C, G, G sharp. E, long E equals C, D, D sharp. Wow, what is happening? G sharp. So that's what I think is true. So if I look at we, I see Interesting, because this is 1, 2, 3, 6. So then that would mean W. No. These fonts, man. I don't know why this tool wants to go to freaking free font all the time. All right. W is CG. Interesting. We know R equals C, D sharp, G sharp. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, and look at that over and far. Wait a second. C, D sharp, G sharp. C, G sharp, D sharp, G sharp. So this is an interesting point of order. Because every word starts or ends with C. So it's... Hold on. Oh! What? Did I screw up eyes? Okay, hang on. I'm coming to something. It's hurting my brain. What I'm wondering is then... Let's keep going. So here's where I'm confused. So, we and the both end in C, D, D sharp, G, right? C, D, D sharp, G, C, D, D sharp, G. We starts with C, G. The starts with C, D, G. Okay. This is C, D, G. The is C, D, G sharp. R. This is where I'm having a little trouble. So C, D sharp, G sharp. C, G sharp, D sharp, G sharp. So this is R. But there's no C in here. What am I missing? Let's go back to far. Am I actually missing a note in here? 1, 2. So hold on. Over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4. Why would there should be more than 4, right? Why is there not in my brain there should be another C in this word. Let me tell you what I'm thinking, or what I'm stuck on right now. So it seems to me that there are, in every word that has a vowel and a consonant sound, there are 2 C's. And what I was thinking is that the C is omnipresent. It is the, here comes a new letter, or a new sound. And then what comes after the C tells you what sound it is. So we isn't actually CG. C tells you it's a new sound. G is what is the W sound. Like G by itself. Because then we get to another C, which tells us it's vowel sound time. And D, D sharp, G sharp is the E vowel. This makes sense to me when I look at the, because it's C is the, here comes the next sound. DG is TH. C, it's vowel sound time. D, D sharp, G sharp is the E vowel. Go. And then when I look at of and I, it's backwards. It ends with C. And so you have to read it backwards. C, D sharp, G, I. Then it's G sharp, D sharp, G. There's no C in here, but there's a C in here. The. So, would be It should be the same in the, which is D sharp D. Hold on. Now my brain's breaking. The would be C D G. Is the. You get that? That's the. I'm sorry. The would be G sharp D C. And then the would be C D G sharp. So why then does bar not have a second C in it? Or does it and I'm missing it? Let's go back to bar. Yeah, no. That's a C. G sharp. That's not a C. That's a D sharp. That's G sharp again. What? That breaks everything that I thought I understood for the last 10 seconds. My world is shattered. Okay, unless far, it's the non-rhotic R. Does that matter? I don't think it does. So, R. Interesting. And we're sure that's a G sharp, right? Yeah, it's a G sharp. It's only 4. Huh? Okay. Let's continue. So then F, I'm gonna assume that there's like, I'll call it a missing C in far. It's a bit weird, but it's doable. So F is just G sharp. Call it C, G sharp. E, R, E, O, I. So, I equals C, D sharp, G. Oh my god. And then Z equals. Oh, there's not a. Oh! Wait. I is also missing a C. Interesting. Why? Huh. Then I actually don't know what Z is. I'm guessing C, D, G, G sharp. I'm guessing switching octaves is, and this would be D sharp, G. Hold on. I should actually separate these out. This would be consonants and vowels. So let's pull out the vowels here. And and pull out the consonants here. Oh no, my eye! Okay. These, the, D sharp and G. Oh, no, that's not B, that's V. Right? D, G sharp? Wait. Oh, wait. That is F. Hold on. B equals, so works. So C, D, G sharp. Interesting. So V has the same progression as E. They would be in different parts of the word. Wait. C, D, G sharp. C, D, G sharp. Oh. Yeah, No, that's not short E. That's C, D, G sharp. So of would be that. That makes sense-ish. So the bar, it is a bit weird that it goes C, G, and then D sharp, G sharp. I'm curious as hell why there is no C in here. Same with eyes. The moving on. Sure. CD. That's really short. And then we have or equals CD, D sharp, G sharp. Is that right? Could that be right? So if I wanted to say war, I would do C, G, C, D, D sharp, G sharp. If I wanted to say far, I would say C, G sharp, C, D sharp, G sharp. That's not what's happening here. Why is that? All right, well, I think we have the start. So I need to make a open questions, not open questions. Make that bold. Why is there no second C in far? Okay. Let's get to maybe assumptions. Assumptions. Here's what I think we've learned today. I think we've learned that runes map to specific note progression. C means new letter. Nope, new sound. let's see. So hold on. Actually, it's more like specific note progressions mapped to Tunic runes. Specifically Tunic runes. And everything that's included in that. C means new sound. Ascending means consonant first. Corollary. Descending means vowel first. Read descending note progressions backwards. Okay. Let's see, and some vowel sounds share same value as a consonant sound, and vice versa. So, meaning we have C, D, G sharp meaning V and but so far everything here is unique in terms of the consonants are unique between each other. Okay. Why is there no second C in far? There was another word that's missing a second C, and it is eyes. And eyes. But there is in of. Alright. I feel like this is progress. It was a bit of a slog, I'm going to be honest, but damn. I think we've got... So now the question is, what the hell do I do with this? And I'm going to write to-do / leads. Do that. Over here. And we'll zoom in. So, find more music with these note progressions. Obviously. I need to find examples of these words, or words that use... Move these out. This is going to be... Oh, I just italicized everything somehow. Move these over. I want this to be front and center. And then... Whoop. What just happened? That's under assumptions. Sorry. Under to do and leads. No, what am I talking about? What was I just doing? Oh my god. Ah, that's right. Translation key. Hopefully, this grows. And I'm wondering if part of the reason I wrote this down here was, should I map these translations, these phonetics, to Tunic characters? But find more music. Oh, also search. Damn you! Search fonts. Search for more. What are we gonna call this? Like keys in music sounds. Find more music with these note progressions. Varied songs. What else? I am... I mean, I could put literally every recording of the game that I made. Oh my god, I don't want to do that. Here's what I'm gonna do. First, I'm gonna go next session, I'll do this off screen because I don't think this is very exciting. Maybe it is. I'm gonna go record different fairy sounds from fairies that I rescued. I've rescued a bunch of them. And then, so next time, it's fairy time. Hold this. We'll look at fairies next time and see where that gets us. If we get stuck, then we'll pause and we'll go look for more keys. I don't know where to look for those, if there even are any. I have to think there are, because this is a pretty small data set. You know, although I started with a pretty small data set and got here, and I do not often brag about myself. I'm not often impressed with myself, but I'm a little impressed with myself that I got every single symbol before I got the list of symbols in the game. Like, I compared every single one and I had them all, you bastards. So anyway, so we can perhaps, as we translate some of these fairy songs, if those are even things to translate, we'll find like, oh, this is the word that makes makes sense in the context here, as we did to find all of these symbols. We'll see. This is awesome. This is so cool. What are we gonna find? Like, what? This is such a crazy mechanic? Game mechanic? It's almost hard to call it that because I've never seen anything like this. And again, maybe it's just because I haven't done a lot of any ARGs before this, but like, who does this? What sane person would go into the sound files and do this? So, like, are you just betting on insane people? Is that what's happening here? You're just betting that people are as crazy as me? I fucking love it. All the way. What is this? Sorry. I'm looking at these lines here. I think this is nothing, but like, I don't think that's anything. I think that's just an artifact of, the scale that I'm looking at. Sorry, I got distracted again because I saw something shiny. I'm gonna end it now before I get distracted more. Thanks for watching. I wish me luck as we go forward, because this gets harder and more confusing, and if I weren't doing this recording and like saying it all out loud, I don't know that I would have gotten this far. Or I might have given up by now if I didn't feel compelled forward by the fact that, like, I don't know, hopefully somebody else finds this as interesting as I do. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.